Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia, Canada. In any event, welcome. This is actually a pre-recorded video while I'm away. And the reason it's pre-recorded is because I absolutely have to do my techniques and my card sketches. So this is going to be technique number, oh my goodness, I hope I've got this right, number 52. And it's going to go on live on May the 16th. And this is going to show, I like this technique. I like techniques anyways, but in any event, let me do my spiel first. So if by any chance this is your first time joining me, make sure that you're subscribed below, hit that bell and you'll get notified immediately. Also, if you're through with Facebook group, just make sure that you've given StreamYard permission so that I know who will be making comments and everything else. In any event, like I say, this is pre-recorded. I'll be coming in after the fact to do the comments, but by all means, because it's going live, you can talk among yourself. I really do appreciate that. All right, so the technique that we're doing today, and let me just jump on down to my desktop here, is we are doing the double embossing technique. And yeah, it's going to have some heat embossing this particular card, but this embossing technique is actually using embossing folders. So I've got it ready so that we can do some stuff. We're going to play with a new color, and the new color is going to be, oh my goodness, I can't even remember the name of the color. The new color is going to be copper clay. Oh man, it's going to take me a good month or two just to get used to the names. This is a great way to extend your embossing folders so that you can actually get them so you've got different designs on there. So you need a fairly big open one like this. This is the painted texture one. And then this one is from the basics from the online exclusives. And this is the thatched one. This is a little finer. And then you have this one. Now it would work great with I find it works better with fine and then big. And then of course, because we're using two different types of embossing, I don't think we are. I'm going to actually, I may have to use the other set for that. I don't think I do now that I really think of it. Now, one thing that's really, really important with this is that you are going to also need a spritz bottle with some alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I use the isoprosine, the 99% one, but you can use up to 91% as well, and that'll work just fine. So let's bring in the cut and emboss machine. And this, we're going to do a bit of moving and shaking, but it'll work. But when I show you how this works, you're going to go, oh man, that really is quite easy. So I'm taking, now it's very important that you notice on these embossing folders that there's a logo on one side, the Stampin' Up logo, and then it just has the words on the other side. This is going to be very important for this particular technique. So what you want to do is we're going to take this cinnamon, or not cinnamon cider, we're taking this copper clay, and I am going to spritz that, and I'm doing it with rubbing alcohol. You could do it with water. However, the water doesn't dry as fast. So what I'm going to do, and I'll just go back onto the instructions, is you're going to spritz it, and then you're going to run the cardstock through the detailed part, and we're going to have it showing up. So when I say the detailed one, the smaller part of it, and it's just going to go through this way. Lots of different people do this a little bit different, but this one I found worked the best for me. And I'm going to take my number 4 plate. It's not really on there, so we're just going to take that like that, a number 4 plate, and then I'm just going to run it through my embossing folder. And yeah, we're shaking, and I have a feeling I almost lost something off this desk. All right, so we've got that part, and I'm not taking this off yet, but I'm going to, well, I'll just remove it off of there. So this shows like this, and like I say, this is the deep side, this is the embossed side, this is the debossed side. So then what you want to do is you want to take you take your piece of embossed paper and place the detailed side down on the non the side without the logo on there. I'm so used to the embossing folders having lines on them. And then we're just going to take this like this, and then we're going to run it through with the embossing. Simple technique, but amazing the results. So let me just go and put this through like this. Just going to run it through. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that this worked. I mean, it should work, right? But take a look at that. Because of doing it that way, you can kind of see it. Now, I thought, oh, you may not be able to see that in the camera that well. But, you know, when you see it in real life, you're going to go, whoa, that really is impressive. So I did it on another piece, and I did it on just a piece of basic white, and you could do it on both sides. But then I sponged it so that you could tell that there's deeper crevices and then the fine crevices in between. It's a pretty neat the way it just turns out. So then at that point, if you want, you could use your blending brushes and use it that way. But it's very unique. It's not the normal way of what you would normally see. So let's go ahead and finish this card. Now, I think this copper clay goes amazing with Pretty Peacock. So this happens to be 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Now I'll just come in with my bone folder. So imagine doing this in so many different ways of doing it. I can't wait till I get the new embossing folder, that's for sure. All right, so I think I can. Now I've got to decide which way I want. I think I want this side up. And this card, normally I don't do too much with the card, but this one I just kept adding to it and adding to it, and I kind of like the way that I think it's going to turn out. All right, then I also went and cut a piece of Pretty Peacock, and I cut this with a 2 3/8 inch circle, so that's going to go on there. And I also have a piece of Very Vanilla to go on the inside. I thought the white was just a little too white. I just thought that maybe it would be better this way. So then I brought in my timeless arrangements. Now, I love this stamp set. And of course, you'll see me use this one over and over and over again, the thank you one. But I love these dies. I love this little one here and then these dies. So I've already gone ahead and cut those out. So I have some that are in the Pretty Peacock. I have some that are in the copper clay. And I've got some other pieces in there as well. Just got those. I'll leave those for the time being. And then I've got this piece here. So I'm just going to come in and I'm thinking to myself, what I want to do is I want to have just a tiny bit more to this particular part. Now, did you know that we had copper embossing powder? I mean, my goodness. That's amazing to be able to have copper embossing powder, but I'm not sure if it actually shows up. I did it on there, and I don't think the thank you, well, it could. And then I've also got thank you I did in Pretty Peacock. I think I'll do it with the embossing. We might as well just because. So I've just taken this, and I'm going to do the thank you on here. I'm going to wear this stamp out. But honestly, it is so pretty. And then I'm just going to come in with my copper embossing powder. And this is part of the metallic embossing powders, right? I'm just going to come in with my tweezers here. And I'm just going to let that set for a bit because I have another idea. What I want to do is I want to take these pieces like this, and I want to just have a tiny bit of copper on there. So I'm just going to take these parts. I'm just going to just sort of dip that in there. I don't want it on there evenly, so that's like that. And then I'm also going to do that with my pretty peacock as well. Not even. I'm going to put that in there as well. I'm going to drop this. And you know, if I don't like how much is there, I can come and I can just take off a little bit, and I think I will. Because I just want just a tad of this embossing powder on there. And of course, I cut out some smaller ones, and I've already gone ahead and done that. So let me bring in my heat tool. I'll use my tweezers to hold that down. So this is just going to give a touch of copper onto these elements here. That one. And one here as well. Sometimes that little extra bit just really kind of adds to it. This card, like I say, is going to have lots of texture, especially with that embossing there. So just come in with this. Okay, that's really all the embossing is on this particular side. So I have this. Now, I thought, and I'll show you, this is going to go, let's see, I'm going to have some come down. And I'm going to actually have it come down a couple of times. And then I can put this on here. And then I thought, oh, we got to put a couple more on the top part. And I thought I had a, no, I can bring that apart. There's this one here. I'm going to put there. And then I do have this part done, so I can pull one of those off to see what it looks like. And I thought, wow, that looks okay. But then I started playing with this ribbon, and this is the copper clay ribbon. And I started just fraying it. And I thought, oh, I could use this part. But guess what? It didn't really work. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut that piece off. Just like that. And, you know, I guess I could keep it, but I don't want to keep it. And what I thought I could do with this is just have this go. Oh, that doesn't look very good in there. I don't know what that was. Just have this kind of go behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this and cut this off. And I'm going to attach it behind here so that it kind of just frays out and does whatever it wants to kind of do. And I'm going to come in and just use a bit of tear and tape on here. I don't want to see this tear and tape, so I want to make sure that it goes behind those. It's going to go behind this piece here. So let me see how this is going to work here. Like I say, I got a little carried away with this particular card for a technique because I don't usually like to do this kind of thing on a technique card, but it just sort of dictated to it. All right, now I've got this all stuck to my, so I'm going to come with this one. And let's just put that right about, you know what, I want that up a bit. Let me just bring this up just a bit more and have it come down here. There we go. And then I'm going to put the copper one on there. Let's just take that off of there for now. And I'm going to just put that, glue that on there, right on the way that it is. And then I'll put some dimension on the next one. So this is just going to go like here. And then I thought this piece could come and be popped up a bit. We may have to trim that piece off. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to take a black dimensional and I'm going to take this little bit off of the side. Just like that. Just put that on there, and then I'm just going to take this part off. And then this is going to go over about like that. Whoops, I think maybe I want to bring it down so that we've got it more. I could bring it like that, I think. There we go. And then this thank you is going to go up here. So I can put some dimensionals on that as well. Just like so. Can't take that off. So that's just going to go there. And that's going to, actually, I could cover that whole thing up and it's not going to show that pretty peacock underneath. That strip underneath, well, that kind of did, which is not how I intended that to go. Let me just pull that up. I think because of where I've got the dimensionals, I've got to pull it up a little bit more, but that's okay. So see, it's going to go like this, and I've got a stray piece here, so let's cut that off. And then this piece here, this isn't sitting up enough. So I'm thinking that maybe it needs to be double dimensionalized. Let me try that. Might be too deep, too high. Nope, that'll be okay. No, it isn't. Let me just take that off. I'm going to take that whole thing off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dimensional more on this piece here. You're going to have to take this piece off, which is okay. That's just going to sit like that. Take the back off. There we go. And then I have this little piece here that's had the copper on it. It's just going to go up there. And then I thought, you know, I'm not using this piece the way that it was intended to be used. I'm going to actually take one of these off and just put that underneath there as well. So like this. Let's get this one. I love it when you can pull these ribbons apart. And there we go. All right. So then let's go ahead and start putting that on the card. Like I say, this is the star of the show. And I am going to put another dimensional right there. It's not sitting with me not being flat. Kind of mucked it up by pulling it up. There, that's better. Then this piece is going to go on here just like this. So see how it's going to be quite a subtle card. And dimensionals on this as well. This might be one of those cards that you're going to have to hand out or include with a parcel, right? I know why this isn't working with those dimensionals. It's because these are the paper pumpkin ones and they're a bit bigger than the other ones. I should really put those somewhere else and not use them. That's why I was having problems with the thing there. All right, so we have that like that. I don't want it quite in the middle. Let's put this on so I don't dip that. And then I thought, yeah, Takeda is letting me know that my FedEx, I thought these brushed metallic, because we have the copper in there. We finally have copper, something copper that I can put this on. So I'm just going to put my embellishments here. So this will be showing up on the 17th at 9:05 Pacific time in the Facebook group. So you want to make sure that you're part of that Facebook group, and the link is down below here. And this is the double embossing technique that we're using. And we want to also finish the inside of the card. And there isn't much, but I do like this piece here. And I thought, should I do it in the copper or should I do it in the pretty peacock? And honestly, I think I'm going to do it maybe in both. So I'll come in with my copper clay. Oh, that's a fun design. You know what? I'm going to leave it all in the copper, just like so. It's just going to go down on there. So I'm hoping that you like this technique and you're going to give it a try. It's a double embossing. Remember to take a fine one, and I'll go through it again, how you do that. This piece happens to be 3 3/4 by 5. That's my preferred size for the inside of a card, and that just shifted. So we want to make sure I get that in there straight. Okay, so I'm going to go through that one more time on how to do the embossing. So you are going to take your bigger embossed one. You're going to take a detailed one like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your detailed one with the Stampin' Up side in. So I'll kind of just show you with a piece of paper. Oops, I'll just grab a quick piece of paper here. So you're going to take your detailed one in here, and you're going to put it in like this and run it through. Now this is the embossed side, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to put that embossed side down onto this side, which is the side that does not have the lettering on, and then run that through as well. That will give you the double embossed image there. All right. So like I say, I hope you enjoyed that. This is the double embossing technique number 52. This represents 1 year that I've been doing this. So I'd really like to see you do something with this and post it, and I'll do a draw just specifically for this particular technique from my Facebook group. Won't do it until I get back, but I will definitely do that. But wow, those colors together are just stunning. All right. So like I say, I hope you enjoyed that. Come back on Saturday because I will be doing pre-recording my sketches and my techniques while I'm away. I don't have that much internet when I'm on the boat, but it's what it is. I'll do it when I'm in port. And don't forget about While the Cat's Away special that I have for everyone. So have a great day. Remember to create because it's great for the soul. And we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.